Yes,
Honorable.
you have my vote.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Actually, you have 10 votes in my law firm.
You know, I last attended the AGM.
Let us spread
I
this
think,
thing. Honorable.
I last
this.
the AGM, I think 5 years.
Spread.
But this time I'm going to go to
Even me, I'm going to attend.
Come, spread.
Let's support him.
Let's take a photo. My old boy. No, we want it. We want yours. We want yours. Okay, that one. Give me that. Let's take this photo. Let's take this photo before. Yes.
What way Chiganye?
Tugenda chikolako. Alex ali in charge. Yes. Okay, guys, let's take a photo. Council, come and be in the middle. Yes. Yeah. You can get out of the photo.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Brandings.
Brandings. And they can't come through, usual tactics. We are going to try radical tactics. We are going to, the first one is democracy. Let's put it to lawyers. All right, let's put it to colleagues and ask them, who do you want as your rule of law fighter? Tip of the spear. All right. If you elect me, the mandate will be used appropriately in those same terms, radical terms. We go out there and fight for doctrinal purity, not conveniences, expediencies, and so on and so forth. Judges are struggling. They are the ones saying, what's wrong with your generation? So we are there to say enough is enough. I really thank God that I have the privilege in my life so far to be able to walk away from chambers without much consequence to me personally. Not many colleagues can do that, and it will be arrogant of me to utilize this space to gallivant in Europe, America. Yet there is something we can offer here. Okay, so we shall leave you now to do some work. If you're not free, someone is not free, you can let us know. We can visit clerks, we can visit clients. Yeah. Who
introduce me? I'm James.
Koire. Yes. Nice to meet you, Mr. Koire.
Thank you. One of this place.
Yes.
So I work with one advocate.
One advocate. Yes.
It's a younger law firm here that we are trying to push it forward.
Thank you very much. We are here. If your case is done, you can take me to that place.
All right.
And we visit as well. Take some pictures, some photos.
We also have an OG.
Yes.
Worship Teach.
Yes. Teach is here.
She's around.
Yes. All right.
We can even take you and say hello.
Isn't she busy? That's very good.
Is that yours?
Can Isaac start? It is titled Eji Chiriwachwanka is the wrong man for the wrong job. When they published it in newsprint, it ate up about 4 or 5 pages, full pages. Yeah, there were 8 pages. Yeah, it was during the pandemic. He was, I think, sworn in on the 7th or 8th of July. So the article ran around 2 weeks thereafter. And we basically poured cold water on his parade because there was so much ululation and hype that here is the most brilliant lawyer. He has come to do this and that. And I said, no. If you look at this man, as a man, he has these deficiencies. He has this history. His destiny can only be this. And then we said, the office itself has its challenges. This is an office that was created as a protectorate AG. We revamped it in 1995 to become an AG under the 1995 Constitution. But we have never had a discussion about that transition. How can the AG under the 1995 Constitution be fundamentally, radically different from the protectorate AG, who was established in 1902? You know, how much of those powers does this office want to voluntarily say it has relinquished? But you see, power is not something that relinquishes itself. It is pruned, you know. So efforts have been done to prune that power. But as things happen, different generations have different aspirations, different capacities. So it's always ups and down. I felt that the current generation was being offered a very bad picture. I mean, he spoke to young lawyers. That's what really sparked me. He spoke to young lawyers about how to succeed at the bar. He did not tell them that he has never really been at the bar. He has been, you know, babysat through the bar to this office. I'm not saying he's not capable of doing lawyering, but I was worried in the article. I argue, it worries me whether he can truly understand this moment the way we do, given his history. I had a chance to go to debate, to debate him in a judicial capacity. He was sitting at the appointments board of Makerere University, and I was representing most of the staff at Mwasa. Well, he began by trying to show us that he's fair, but they call it, we all have two forms of characters. They are what they call better angels, and his worst side couldn't resist coming out. By the time I stopped going there, it was full blown. So there are cases which I write about, and I say when they lost at the university, they brought quarrels into the High Court, and they showed us that they control judges. And he brags about this with colleagues in the Makerere Legal Department. Ssemakade, you just do what you want, and so on and so forth. Well, anyway, all those things wouldn't have mattered much, but he used his power to block my winnings. The office had cleared my payments in billions of shillings. This is work we have done over 10 years. Appeals are exhausted and everything. But there's a particular case which is very hurtful because we sued the law council literally. Miss Chinji. Shiko Chinji. She had been attorney for the law council. The law council had denied us a license for 2 years. And with no reason, but the real reason was that they wanted to stop our work focus. We focused on suing the government. Now, when someone hears that, they can give it any interpretation they want, but we know that not all citizens have the wherewithal to negotiate their rights with government institutions. It threatens them. It does all these things, even for attorneys and so on and so forth. So somebody wanted us to change our focus, maybe into women, orphans, and vulnerable children. Yeah? And that was what Miss Apini was telling us. Why don't you focus on these things? This is real legal aid. This is politics. We said no. Abuse of power is the sole purpose we want to focus on. And we want this message to sink in properly, that all power has limits. That's the constitutional function, a watchdog function we want to do. So she said, I will show you. So now, the judge, Justice Oguri, found that we had been treated with misfeasance in public office, and she awarded damages of 400 million, and she awarded a punitive rate of interest of 20%. So that award keeps increasing. So the Attorney General's people, the technocrats, in their wisdom, said we should pay this award quickly because it's going to become a danger. By the time they published in newspapers, it had risen to 755 million. Now it has entered billion because that was 50 years ago. Okay? Now the man is just there causing government's loss simply because he took vengeance against me for writing my own views. Which are, all of them are based on publicly available data. I was content to leave Uganda and go to prison, go to exile, because every time I'm here, they want to put me in prison. They get any excuse. Now the excuse they use is how I write, how I speak about them, how I educate, because I conduct class on the internet. But when I came back to do a case at the Supreme Court, senior lawyers called me and they said, we didn't hear you 3 years ago, but now we know what you were saying. We are suffering persecution by the same person. What do you advise? Their idea was to sue over those small, issues. I told them these problems are political and they are personal. We need a pulpit. So this is yes. So this is how this back on track, campaign got legs, got wings, got momentum, and is unstoppable.
So if you're elected, how are you going to implement it?
He has two choices. He has two choices. He has to remember that he's a member of cabinet. He was given that job to perform a political function of outreach. He has never reached out to me. And I have a clan and gang. So I am summoning my clan and gang to come and express that they are not heard, they are not seen through the ballot. And if he cannot do that, let him go. Others can do a better job. A better job. There are people who don't react impulsively. All right? Yeah, so we have also sued him just last week to remove him from headship of the bar. Because actually, that's not the bar. The new Attorney General under the 1995 Constitution is a member of cabinet. Not of the bar. You know? He was a member of the Protectorate Bar. Yes, and 57. But he cannot be a member of this bar. This bar must be fully independent of government, of judiciary, of parliament, of civil society, of business interests. You know, I had a very big quarrel with some of my friends about a thing called ICAMEC. ICAMEC has as the initial guarantors Uganda Bankers Association. And I was surprised that our senior lawyers didn't understand how dangerous it was that we are communicating to the world that lawyers have merged with bankers to conduct an arbitration center, to literally to decampaign pre-existing judicial systems. Of course, I said, well, we all like arbitration, but fundamentally, doctrinally, lawyers allying with bankers is not a good fit. Lawyers must be free of interests. Bankers have a financial interest they can impose on the whole bar, on the whole market, and lawyers may not be able to fight it because they are in league, they are in partnership, you know. So these small things are what we want to. We can speak all we want, but they won't change them. Now, when we get there, I will say, I have mandate. Uganda Bankers Association, get out of our organization. Architects and engineers come and join us. Bankers can use our center if you want, but we cannot say that in Uganda. You know,
We are in a partnership.
we are in a partnership. This, you know, yes. So that's the first one. That region has to reach out. He has to come to knees, and he has to understand that he was given a role to negotiate with the people. And first of all, with his colleagues as equals, not being some sort of cloud in the space. That ends. In Kenya, they say shuka zakayo. We are going to shusha him. We are using the campaigns first and foremost. So he's the boogeyman of our campaign. And the people know what he does. People know. People here in Jinja know. They saw what happened to Bukirwa. Justice Bukirwa. Those are his things. So that is the first one. But of course, the other benefits, when we bang the table, especially for those who are in government, who are, controlled by heavy bureaucracy, and what, who fights for you? Who fights for you? If the bad doesn't fight, I look at my friends who are losing out in RAPEX. They have tried to explain the RAPEX. The president has been summoning caucus at Rwachitura everywhere, telling them pass these laws, and they are saying no. These laws serve the people. You can't take away these organizations. But if there's no additional voice, the caucus will just capitulate and do what it wants. Yeah, but I intend now to speak on such issues which have not been, the bar has become a Ponzi scheme for CLEs. and confusing young lawyers with this and that. Things we can do away with. So mine is to provide representation for angry people. At the bar, those who are comfortable won't understand our mandate. Huh? Yes. Yes. Angry people, those who can articulate a protest vote against business as usual. Yes. So I dress like this, I speak like this to serve a deliberate outreach mission within the legal community. I warn them that the society feels distant from you.
Yeah, it is. That's the fact.
So those who get it understand that I am a billboard for the society within the legal fraternity. And outside the legal fraternity, I turn up like this so that society understands that lawyers are not a monolith. We are a diverse, plural community, all right? And some of us can ably bring their, grievances to colleagues. Yeah, so that colleagues can understand that, there is some form of pulsations. Yeah, there's more views than one. That is it. So I urge you to help us with colleagues who are using prejudice, bias, and all sorts of negative chemical against our mandate. All right? Fear is only among those who think that history has all the answers. But for these ones, for whom destiny is to be one, I urge you to be very angry and accept no fear. Urge your friends not to bring clever at the ballot. They just bring anger. They shall reason after. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right. Bang the table. Caravan has just covered Iganga High Court. We've talked to lots of colleagues at the bar and at the bench, as well as our dear clerks. This team, this side is covered. Other candidates don't even come to Iganga. It's a wrap here. So we're now heading to Soroti. Biaibo? Biaibo Soroti. We will be with you for dinner tonight. My dear colleague Rachel, Faith Achom, please organize. We're gonna, holla right now. Let's have a night of deep debate and discussion so that colleagues understand that it's time to do business unusual. It's time to rebel within the law. It's time to change. Who is happy? Okay? It's time. It's our time. It's our time. It's time to bring our anger, our pain to the ballot, so that we deliver ourselves. There's no one that is coming to change things for us except our democracy on the 28th of September. I look forward to meeting you colleagues in Soroti and in Mbale tomorrow. All right.